Y'all, I have been keeping a secret journal. But I think now I am ready to share the secret journal that I've been keeping. I think I'm ready. Okay, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cam. This is Piece of the Plans. I hope you find something here that inspires you. If you do, consider subscribing, click the notification bell so you will know when I am posting new videos right here on this channel. So if you have been following my channel for a while, you know that I have been keeping a reading journal. And that's not what this video is about. It's not about this journal. But I just want to kind of catch you up to why I started using this journal that I'm going to show you. So in this reading journal, I keep track of all of my stats, my book reviews, and my challenges for reading for the year. I was also keeping a little bit of information about the book club that I'm a part of. So if you're not aware, I am a part of a book club. It's called Book Sisters, and we read one book per month, and we have a book club meetup once per month. So in this journal, I was documenting all of my reading for the year, and I was also trying to find ways to document my book club book, but I never seemed to have enough space. So for the first month, it was fine. I documented my book club book, which was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. But I wanted to not just document what I thought about the book, but I also wanted to document my feelings or my thoughts on the actual book club meetup, because this is such a big part of my life right now. Being able to have conversation with these smart, savvy ladies about the books that we're reading, that is big for me. I love when our book club meetup time comes around. I can't wait to meet up with them. We are forging beautiful friendships, and we like and respect each other. And I really wanted to just document my experience with the book club and not just my thoughts on the book itself. I was thinking about this, and I was kind of feeling discouraged because I thought, well, I don't have any more journals to do this in. And I was looking through my stash, and I came across this journal. And honestly, I had forgotten that I bought it. I bought this journal as my 2024 reading journal. But then I changed my mind, and I wanted something that was a more neutral color for 2024. So this one kind of got put on the shelf. And when I was just kind of looking through my planner and journaling supplies, I came across an Archer and Olive box. And I thought to myself, what is in there? And I opened it up, and this pink journal that was supposed to be my 2024 was in that box. So I was so excited because I knew this was perfect for what I was looking for. A journal where I can just focus on the book club reads and the book club experience. And I could also write down answers to some of the discussion questions. I really like the fact that one of our book club members in particular was always writing down her book club discussion questions and answers, so that when she came to the table to discuss the book, she didn't have to remember what she thought about it. It was already written down for her. So I thought this was a great place to do all of that, and I can just dedicate this one journal to all of those things. And y'all, I was so excited when I decided to use this journal. I just dove in head first and just spent 2 or 3 days just totally focused on setting this journal up. So the intro pages and the first 3 months of the book club, I probably completed over the course of maybe 2 days, because I was just so excited about using this journal for a specific purpose. So let's go ahead and get into it. And I will show you how my book club reading journal has come together. So this is a Archer and Olive B5. It's a little bit larger than the A5. This is an A5, so you can see the size difference. And it does have the gold ampersand on the front. It does have 2 bookmarks. And for the intro pages, I know this looks like a haunted house, but it's supposed to be a bookstore. So I have a bookstore here on my very first page, and then my nameplate and a cute picture of a girl carrying books. This one just really caught my attention, so I downloaded it from Pinterest. I got the year here, some butterflies, flowers, some great washi tape, and I've tried to keep a neutral color palette throughout this journal. On the next page, I found the cutest quote, y'all, and I just could not wait to include it in this journal. This quote says, "There are no faster or firmer friendships than those formed between people who love the same books." I love this so much, and I found this beautiful image of ladies in the book club that I added to that page as well. More of that neutral color washi, and then a picture of a bookshop. And the name of our book club, Book Sisters Book Club. On the next page, I have got the book club bookshelf. So our book club did not start until March. So we only have 10 books, but I was able to get all of these books on my bookshelf. I created this bookshelf with washi tape, and then I added a space for all of the books and my rating underneath. And then I added a little bit of artwork up at the top, some little plants hanging, and some more of that script washi tape, and a cute wall hanging quote that says, "It's not hoarding if it's books." So here are the books we read this year. For March, we read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I gave that one 5 stars. For April, we read The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I gave that one 3 stars. For May, we read The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. That one scored 4 stars for me. For June, our book club selection was Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I gave that one 5 stars. For July, my birthday month, we read Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. I gave that one 5 stars. And then I changed my mind and came back and gave it 4 stars. In August, we read Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I gave that one 4 stars. For September, we read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I gave that one 3 stars. In October, we read All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. I gave that one 4 stars. And we just finished reading Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree, and I gave that one 4 stars as well. In the month of December, our book club will be reading You Make It Feel Like Christmas by Tony Shiloh, and I can't wait to read that one and give it a star rating. I love how this bookshelf turned out. Next is my book club book bracket. So when the year's over, I'll come back and decide what my favorite book, just from the book club, what my favorite book is for the year. I love how this page turned out. All the deco is so cute. Next, I have my book superlatives, where I will rate the books and give them like their awards for the year. So the book that took the longest to finish, the book that I finished the fastest, the most surprising book, the best thriller, the longest book, the shortest, the most disappointing, the worst antagonist, the first book I read for the book club, the most anticipated book, the best main character, best page turner, the book I would not recommend, the book I would recommend, best dressed, which is the prettiest cover, and then best bookish couple, and the last book that I read for the book club. And I love how I have this one decorated with the cute little girl down the side. And then we have book bingo. And I kind of sort of cheated on this one. Since I started this journal late in the year, I just started this journal maybe a month or so ago. And I just kind of caught up on all of my reading and went back and documented all of my questions and my ratings and all of that. I already knew that all of these were going to be accomplished for the book bingo. So I gave a space for each person in the book club, and then books that I already know that we've read, like a thriller, 400 pages or more, a 5-star read, a book club book. Like, come on. All of these are book club books. A fantasy adapted into a film. So I already know that we have accomplished all of these. But it was just fun to do it anyway. And this next section is called First Lines. And this is one of my favorite sections because I think the first line of a novel really sets the tone for the rest of the book. I love thinking about the first line of a book. So I'll give you an example. Malibu catches fire. It is simply what Malibu does from time to time. That's from Malibu Rising. And then from the one that we just read, Viv buried her great sword into the Scalvard's head with a meaty crunch. That's from Legends and Lattes. I just love the first lines of books. I think they're awesome. So these are the intro pages of my book club reading journal. And the next section that we go into is going to be dedicated to each month of the book club. So there'll be one book and a whole section dedicated to that one book. So we can just delve all the way into that book and my thoughts on it and my ratings. And there's going to be a little formula for this next section. There'll be a mood page or a vibe page that kind of sets up the mood and the tone for the book. And then there will be my review, the stats on the book, discussion questions, my fan cast, and then the book club meetup itself and my thoughts and feelings about that. Okay, so let's take a look at it. So here's the mood page for the first book. And generally, I don't put the name of the book on this mood page. I just want to set the vibe and the tone for the book for the month. So the month is March. I did use my stamps to write that out. And I also include a quote on this vibe and mood page as well. So the quote here is, I am under absolutely no obligation to make sense to you. And that's from Evelyn Hugo. But you get the vibe that this is old Hollywood. You've got the old movie theater, the movie tickets, the Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes here on the front of this building, just setting the whole mood and the tone for the book that we're about to discuss. Then I go into my review for the book. And I did find a lot of fan art and a lot of mood boards that go along with these different books. So here's my book review, some of my favorite quotes from Evelyn Hugo, and some images from some of the mood boards that I found on Pinterest. Then we have discussion questions, and I use some of that washi tape, some of that neutral color washi tape, and some fan art to create this page, and my stamps for the header. I have more of the discussion questions on the next page, more of the mood board images, and then my fan cast. Oh, I love this fan cast. I definitely think Rita Moreno should play the part of Evelyn Hugo. And I don't want to show you the rest of this because it might be a spoiler if you haven't read it yet. Okay, then these are the stats. I'm including things like the author, the year that it's published, the genre, the total pages, the Goodreads rating, my rating, protagonist, the antagonist, my favorite character and my least favorite character, and then the setting. These are the stats that I'm going to include for each section. And then here is what was really the most important part to me, was talking about the book club meetup and just the friendships that we're building and my thoughts on the discussion. So that's the last part of the Evelyn Hugo section. Then we move into my next vibe page for April. And without telling you the name of the book, again, we've got the married couple, we've got some blood splatter, we've got the hand covered in blood, we've got the Lady Justice, a quote that says, "You can't scare me, I'm a lawyer." All of this is for our April book. And then there's a quote here that says, "You don't become the best criminal defense attorney by loving your husband." And that is from The Perfect Marriage. And I love how this came together. I love the white ink on the black paper and just the vibe of this, the blood splatter, the muted colors and all of the photographs. And all of these images came from the mood boards that I found on Pinterest. And here are my discussion questions and my fan cast. I thought that Victoria Pedretti would be a great Sarah, the wife in this novel. And then Aaron Johnson just kind of looked like the Adam that I pictured in my head. And his mother, Jane Badler, Eleanor. And here are my stats, some more of the mood board images, and then my thoughts about the meetup and some pictures from the meetup. I love these little bloody handprints. More of that clip art. And then here is my mood page for May. And the quotes on this page are, "So long as there are books on the shelves, you are never trapped. Every book is a potential escape." I love these images that I found for this book. "You don't have to understand life, you just have to live it." That's another quote from the book. And I have this beautiful library in the background, and then this girl with all these different books and shelves behind her. Perfect for the book that we read for May, which was The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Found some other great fan art. Here's my book review, the quotes. So I have this formula that I'm just going with, and it's totally dedicated to my book club reads. Here are my stats, and here are my thoughts about the meetup and a couple of photographs. This is a very short entry about the book club meetup, but I think that we really just began to forge some serious bonds over this book. And some of the conversations that we had about this book were really, really just endearing to me. And then here are some of the discussion questions and my fan cast for this book. I love Emma Thompson for Miss Elm, Mrs. Elm. In this book, I thought she'd be perfect for that. And then here's my next vibe page, mood page for the June book. And in this one, I did include the name of the book on this mood page. That's rare. But the quote I love, "Must be nice to be able to be weak. I wouldn't know." I know that's right, girl. I love this mood and vibe for Malibu Rising. I love this image here. Just reminds me so much of the characters, the Riva kids in Malibu Rising. And then here is my review page and my quotes, all the fan art and clip art, the discussion questions, and my fan cast. I love this guy, Oscar Isaac, could be Mick. I love him for that role. And then here are my stats, where I include author, published date, genre, total pages, the Goodreads rating, my personal rating, protagonist, antagonist, my favorite character, least favorite character, and the setting. And here are my thoughts on the meetup and a few photographs. And this is my favorite spread, y'all. I absolutely love this one. This is our July book. So this is the July mood and vibe page. And this all came together very organically. I knew I wanted these black pages designed like this on the page. And then I had this empty white space and I had these pictures and I thought, oh, wouldn't that be cool to include those pictures in that empty white space? It just all happened very organically. And I had this huge image of a mermaid. And then I thought, what if I place it there? So everything just kind of flowed and it was so organic. And then, of course, I was going to use my white Jelly Roll pens to make this pop. But I didn't really know that this is what I wanted in the beginning. I just knew I wanted these two pieces, this black up here at the top and the black at the bottom. Everything else just kind of flowed as I was looking at this page and looking at the pictures I had printed out. And I love how it turned out. So the quote here is, "Don't be ashamed of who you are." And that is from Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. So here's my review. And here's the book cover here. And some of my favorite quotes and a lot of fan art, mermaid fan art, Skin of the Sea fan art. And then I used my white Jelly Roll pen to write review and quotes on the side of the page. And then I found this little swirl image on Google and I tried my best to recreate it. And here are some of the discussion questions. And I love this image of the mermaid at the bottom of this page. I used some of that black paper to create a header here along with the white Jelly Roll pen. And then in this last section, I have the stats. I love how these two pages came together. So we have stats and my thoughts on the meetup. And then here's my fan cast. I chose Normani for the mermaid Semideli, Stephen James as Adekola, Angela Bassett as Yemoja, and Daniel Kaluuya as Eshu. I thought they would be great in those roles. So we've got a few pictures, photographs from our meetup. We went to a Caribbean Jamaican restaurant for our meetup for this book. It was awesome. We had a great time. Next is my mood and vibe page for our August book. And you can probably guess what this book is. She's holding the book right here in her hands in this fan art picture. And the quote is, "Luckily, I did not need to be pretty. My body was built to wage war." I love that quote. Love it. And this is our August read, which was Carrie Soto is Back. So I use a lot of that script washi, a lot of tennis images and clip art from Pinterest and Google. Here's my review, some quotes. One of my favorite quotes for this one is, "You are perfect even in your imperfection." And here are the discussion questions. And more discussion questions. I really enjoyed answering these questions. They were so good. And I loved this tennis artwork too. So I wanted to use it all. And then here are my stats and images from the book club meetup. Oh my gosh, that food was so good. I had the best mushroom pizza. And then the street corn, so good. And they gave us free mango raspberry popsicles. And we met up at this pickleball spot that also has a restaurant and a bar. So cool. So here are my thoughts on the meetup. And here's my fan cast. America Ferrera, Antonio Banderas, Vivica Fox, Florence Pugh, and Jamie Chung. And Glenn Powell as Bo. And then for my next book, I did not really love this book, but I loved putting this spread together because it was such a vibe. It was such a mood, very atmospheric type of read, even though the book was not one of my favorites. This is a mood board created for this book, another bookstore front, And our September, I didn't put a quote on this page. Okay. Our September read was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. So here's my review, my stats. And although I didn't love this book, the fan art was amazing. The fan art for this book is stellar. So I dedicated a whole page to the fan art and quotes. I mean, the fans were going in for this book. So I tried to find quotes that matched some of the images that the fans created. And I love how this turned out. And then I answered some of the discussion questions, only about 4 of them. And then here is my fan cast. And discussion about the meetup. Now for this meetup, we met at a French restaurant because a great deal of the story takes place in Paris. So we met up at a French restaurant downtown, and the food was really pretty good, but the atmosphere was just amazing. The atmosphere was great, and it was a great place to take pictures. So that's the meetup. And then for our October book, here is the mood page. And the quote here is, maybe you need to stop retracing your steps. Maybe you need to start a new path. And the name of the book is on here as well. And our October read was All the Dangerous Things. Here's my review and some of my favorite quotes. I love how this turned out. That white on black looks so good together. And then here are a few of the discussion questions and my fan cast. And then the stats and information about the meetup. And the next page is blank because I've not done our November read just yet. But I will come back and share that spread with you in an upcoming video. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed sharing my secret journal with you that I have not shared prior to today. This was just so good for me to be able to focus on just our book club read, because our book club is so important to me, and I love hanging out with these ladies and documenting my thoughts on the book and also the actual meetup itself. So I hope that you enjoyed spending some time with me as I walked you through this secret journal that I've been keeping. I hope you enjoyed it. I will come back later and set up my November read section for Legends and Lattes, and I did really enjoy that book. It was a 4-star read for me. So I'll come back in another video coming up shortly and show you how I set up that November Legends and Lattes section here in my book club reading journal. And I'm not going to add anything else to this journal. Once I finish the November and December spreads, I'm going to let this journal be. It's going to be a wrap for me for this journal, because I have another journal that I'm going to use for the book club for 2024. And I will introduce that journal to you and set that one all up in an upcoming video as well. All right, y'all, so that's going to do it for me for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Now you're in on the secret journal that I have been keeping all around my book club. And I hope that if you're looking for a book club to join, that you find a good one that fits your needs, because to me, there's just nothing better than having good, lively, insightful conversation with people who love to read. And even if we don't agree on the same books, we can have respectful conversation and just read more books and find more books that we love. So I hope that you have a great week. I hope that your week is full of love, joy, and most of all, peace. See you next time.